Goes Berkeley. Mike talk a lot. Rip, rip. This your man keeps reporting game, Mr. Moscato, aka the greatest man walking the face of this earth.
Because he went to California for a funeral.
All the way to California for a funeral?
Come back home, do everything about everything.
I used to rule the world. See, I still don't know the rest of it. You were just listening to Mongo Time with Rosie and Chuck. Shout out to Rosie and Chuck for Mongo Time. Some of the best music you can dance to, best music you can enjoy and just listen to and cruise.
That's it.
In Worcester. And all of Worcester. So that was Mongo Time with Rosie and Chuck. But now it is 12 o'clock, so you are tuned into Voice of the Voiceless. It is your boy Truthy here to address any and all things when it's time to, and it's time to.
And I'm Trooper Joe, and I'm here to help keep it real. And today's primary day for a couple of districts here in Worcester, so get out and vote.
Yep, I got to get out and vote. District 1 and District 5. If you are part of those districts, make sure you get out and vote. We have Gerardo Schiano. We have a couple people running for Sean Rose, William S. Coleman III.
The third.
And Mr. Moynihan, a former two-term town councilor in Vernon, Connecticut, who moved to Worcester with his wife in 1995. He has been endorsed by outgoing councilor Economo. So Economo is putting all his eggs in the basket of Mr. Moynihan. I'm putting my eggs in the basket of Mr. Bill Coleman.
Me too. Bill.
Voting for Bill.
Power to the Bill.
Yep. It's not like everything Bill has ever said or ever done I thought was wonderful. Not everything that Bill has said or done I thought was magic and made me the happiest man in the world. Some of the things he said downright maybe annoyed me. But still, the point is that out of all the city councilors, Bill Coleman's the one who I see on the streets. Bill Coleman's the one who I see in person. He's been to my house before. The only city councilor or city council hopeful that's ever been to my house, like not just been there to, hey, can we get a count of your vote? No, I'm talking about come into my house, sit down, talk to my family, talk to my kids, talk to my aunts, who just enjoy talking to him. He's one of those people. So no, I don't agree with everything, and I don't care who he campaigns with either.
I don't either.
He's campaigning with Michael Gaffney, dun, 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 Satan himself, according to people, which is fine. But he's trying to get votes. He's trying to get put in. He's trying to become a city councilor. So why don't we get him in and then see how it goes before condemning him before he's done anything? Because the only crime to a lot of people in the community he's committed was campaign with Michael Gaffney. So today's a preliminary election, folks.
So if you're in those districts, get out and vote. Yeah. And make your vote count. Vote for the people you want to get in. Don't vote for the people somebody else tells you that you should vote for. Make your vote personal. Make it yours. Vote for the people you like.
Yep.
Men can play.
All candidates except for Mr. Moynihan, who is unenrolled, they are all registered Democrats. No Republicans out of all of them. Now, see, Bill Coleman is a Democrat, Michael Gaffney is a Republican, so I know everything that Michael Gaffney stands for. Bill Coleman might, have a disagreement with here and there.
I don't know. I'm starting to think more like a Republican every day. I don't know what's going on. I'm really mad. Not mad, but disappointed in the Democratic Party.
Yeah? Why? What do they do? What are they not doing?
They're not doing anything. I think I'm still not upset, but I'm still disappointed from the presidential election stuff like that. I thought it was really crazy to watch a party just separate and defeat itself. It's like, wow, that's crazy. What, you can't do anything for me, you can't even keep yourselves together.
Yep.
So I'm not, I'm still like, what?
That's kind of like what the what Donald Trump is doing, at least with the Democrats now. And now there's two types of Democrats. There's Trump Democrats. I'm sorry. There's Trump Republicans, and then there's traditional Republicans. At least I'd like to think of them that way. The Ted Cruz's of the world are the old school Republicans, if you will. And Donald Trump is something different. Let's just say. That's all. That's the best way I can come up with. He's something different.
Yeah, this isn't a sporting event, so there's actual things that's going to hurt people, because they don't have a voice.
Yep.
So it's like if you're willing to take that and say, oh well, that's because that's how politics are.
Yep.
Okay, or blame it on the other person. Well, it's the Republican Party's fault. It's the Democratic Party's fault. That's okay. But if you're not willing to take that, it's an opportunity right now to get out, at least in Worcester, in District 1 and District 5, is to get out there and vote your primary vote.
Right. Work experience, endorsements, and tax policy are the main difference among the quartet of District 1 City Council candidates trying to advance in Tuesday's preliminary election. Work experience, endorsements, and tax. What is the tax policies in Worcester? Are taxes really that bad around here?
I don't know.
Maybe I'm just used to how Worcester is before calling them bad and saying that they need to be changed. But work experience, I don't know. Are there a lot of jobless in Worcester?
I looked at work experience for the person running, or I don't know what that stuff means. I really don't see a lot of requirements to be somebody who's in the city council, other than a willingness to be able to take the message that the people that elect you forward and try to get their will done.
Right.
I think that's their real job. Is you have to have some negotiating skills. I think would be beneficial.
Yep.
But do you need a law degree? No.
Oh my gosh, Bill Coleman. Bill Coleman, for anyone plugged into the city politics, needs little introduction for Bill Coleman, having run for city council 10 times, also believes the city needs to alleviate the tax burden on businesses. Tax burdens on businesses, Bill? That's what we're running on? Like, there's nothing else around the city you see as a problem except for taxes on businesses?
Well, like you said, he's trying to get elected, and the people that can really identify with him, he's not catering to, because they're not voting for him.
Right, and you know what? This is the first time in 10 years, at least that I know of, that I've seen that he's running on something.
Yeah.
At least. Whether I agree with this or not, he's running on something. Last time when he was running for mayor, it was just, it's time. Vote for Bill Coleman. And it was like, vote Bill Coleman for what? Why? Like, what is he? But now he has something that he's running on.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
Me too. Do I agree with the lessening the tax burden on businesses? On small businesses, mom and pop businesses, maybe. They shouldn't have to bear the brunt of everything. On big businesses, no.
When we instituted the single rate, we had 39 major manufacturers in Worcester contributing $13 million to the city's tax base, said Mr. Coleman. Those people are gone, and we need to stop businesses from stopping at our borders. So,
they're not stopping. They're right in the middle of development. They're all coming in, except they come from Japan.
Well, those
China.
are hotels and all those
businesses.
Really, yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, they're not retail though.
And one of the problems looks like Clark University doesn't pay taxes.
Yep.
And it's just expanded itself all over the place, so it's taking up a lot of residency and not really paying for it.
Right. 3 of the candidates have strong ties to education. Mr. Coleman is a retired nutrition educator at UMass Amherst. Mr. Moynihan teaches urban studies at Worcester State University. And Mr. Rose, in addition to earning a master's degree in education, is a certified kindergarten through 8th grade principal. Urban studies, eh?
Urban, what's that mean? You lay down on the sidewalk and learn?
Nope. Urban means black.
Black. That means black.
Yeah, urban. But so they're all running on. We don't really do as leadership a nice enough job helping residents understand the positive implications of us moving toward a single rate, said Sean Rhodes, 41-year-old small business owner and social services leader who is also a prolific volunteer. Voters today will choose 2 candidates to advance to the November 7th general election. At candidate forums in August, all 4 agreed that education and public safety were top priorities.
I think public safety and education are definitely the top priority. I'd put it that way because we have a city council, a school committee.
Yep.
And I think the school committee needs to get off of this stuff and start really taking in the interest of the world. They need to talk to the urban development teacher over there so they can see just where the world's moving to and prepare these kids so that they have a place in this new moving future.
Right.
They're not doing that. I think the city council is right in making a noise and making a voice to say that we need to improve the educational system here in Worcester, but their noise would be just seen as a regular citizens type of noise. The people with the real power to go up against these teacher unions and make it so the curriculum at least resembles a little bit of what the future is supposed to look like so these kids can have a go at something, is the school committee. And the school committee, a lot of those members on the school committee, you know, they just don't have the little wooden benches anymore in the little schoolhouse. I mean, that's how antiquated they are. They're that old. It's like, here's a piece of paper and here's a piece of charcoal. Now, sit at the bench and you know, do your ABCs. It's moved on quite a bit.
Yep.
It's moved on quite a bit, and everybody, you know, I don't let me get started on school. Well, I'm gonna get started a little bit. All this teaching to the test, and that's what's happening, folks. They're teaching to the test. It's a regurgitated type of school system that's across the country.
Yep.
Everything's being tested so that there's some kind of data form, and it flows around and around and around and says, oh, look, isn't this school better than this school because of this test, and this school needs to be brought up to par on this test, but they did good on this test and everything. But the tests are outdated.
Yep.
It's like, come on, teach the kids something. You know, they need to, you need to waste a little bit, not waste, use a little bit more time on things of teaching rather than saying, just doing all these social kind of touchy-feely things like, let's feed the kids and stuff. Well, we can't, and going through all kinds of rigmarole on feeding the kids. Do the kids need to eat? Yeah, there's always peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I think the free lunches in school and stuff is a good program, but I think it's been abused. So, I mean, rather than waste all that money and time and energy in that, bring in a science teacher. And then a laundromat in the school so the kids can bring their dirty clothes to school to wash. Please.
I don't see that. It doesn't make sense to me, but I don't see the point. I don't hate it.
It's like, you can use that money to bring in a physics teacher. I mean, you can use those monies to educate the kids. You don't have to raise them. You know, that's not the job of the school to raise the kid. That's the job of the parent.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, and let's get at least the jobs in the right direction. And then testing them, what do you test them on? Do you put Tide in before the clothes go in, or you put Tide in after the clothes? Add the water first? I don't get this. I don't get this. And then pat yourselves on the back and complain that you don't get paid enough. And it's like it's a big hard position to begin with. You know, you get paid plenty of money and start. I'm not saying that the teachers aren't teaching. I'm saying that the curriculums aren't what they should be. I'm saying that the curriculum should be improved
Better.
on. It
Yep.
should be better. There's science out there now. There's things that are really moving and they're fascinating. You know, just on these little iPhones, these things right here. How much technology and stuff is there in there?
Wish.
Yeah.
By the way, Apple is announcing today their new iPhone, which is rumored to be cost over $1,000
There you
for
go.
a cell phone. 1,000. That's where the science and that's where the business is.
Exactly.
Because they can't sell their phone unless they have new inventions on the phone.
All the
Phones
time.
have to do new things every single year.
Yeah.
Hand over fist, the phone has to do something new, or the consumer is not going to buy it. So there is room, there's a lot of need for education in those fields. We just had some storms. We just had Irma and Harvey and Jose's on the way somewhere, and you know, Bob and stuff like that. We have all these hurricanes now. Some people say, yeah, earthquakes in Mexico, the 8 point something on the Richter scale. They're saying it's from you know, global warming perhaps, or whatever it is. If it really is from global warming, we need to be more we need to be putting that in schools and educate people for it, because we need to have more of a better education on evacuation, on building better levees, on doing things to prepare us for storms. There's a lot of things, and there's a lot of need for education. I'm with you, True.
The space base is just, we're going to Mars, folks.
Yep.
It doesn't mean, oh yeah, they're going to build a spaceship and shoot somebody to Mars. There's a whole city's worth of things that have to be addressed. They're building a city up in space right now. They've always been expanding on the space station. It's going to be a city soon.
Yep.
Yeah, and they have two places, Houston and Cape Canaveral, full of people down there working for the space development things and everything. And then it's just all over. It's all right there. And then underwater, we have oceanography under there. We're going underneath the water to do farming and all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of heavy-duty scientific type of stuff out there that can be given to the kids. It's all there. It's coming anyway. So if you just don't do that and you just educate the kid to take a regurgitated test, you know, say 1 and 1 is 2, and then on this part where it says English, that got the big E in it right there, first letter of the word, and then say noun or verb. You can say that, you know.
Or predicate, which I have troubles with now.
Yeah, but will you get a job in there? I don't think so. I don't think so. There's no. It's good for the school to have all those tests, but it's not really good for the student. Yeah, and you can see that. Y'all got me started. You can see that with the graduation. People graduate from high school, and I think this is a sin. They're able to get a loan to go to college. They go to a 4-year college, take too many courses. They can't keep up because they don't have any study skills. They were taught regurgitative skills. So they don't know how to study. So what do? Smoke a bone. You know, the next thing you know, they can't keep up. They lost their loan. They're out of school. They got 1 semester under their belt, and that's a good thing. And then they go to a community college after they be able to raise the money because they can't get another loan.
Nope.
They already have one.
Right, but the question is, Troop, with all that being said, and how the school committee should be focused on expanding and all those issues that we just talked about, should city council members be focused and running their campaigns on that, or should they be running on more things that are pressing to the city immediately, like prostitution and crime and the well, one of them said that they were running on like the parks. They said they have it, and just like Mr. Economo, Ed Moynihan has a similar vision and passion that I have in our parks in the nucleus. That parks are the nucleus of our neighborhoods, and small businesses is the backbone of our economy. That's the thing that he's going to run on: small businesses and parks.
That's antiquated. That's old. It's not in effect anymore. It used to be. That was the transition that they made like they made the transition from the farming, and then they made it into a big industry, manufacturing and stuff like that. Then they went and made it into the small businesses and the local economies and the parks and recreations and stuff. And then society gradually over time went into nothing but pure entertainment. It's already one move away from what he's saying, the small businesses and parks. Nah, the money's coming now in entertainment things, you know? Games on the computers, that's entertainment, you know? iPhones that cost $1,000 that all you do is they can look up on stuff, that's entertainment. You can use these entertaining things for doing research and stuff too, but that's the move that they're making now. The backbone of this country no longer is the small mom and pop businesses and stuff. That's not true. They still exist, but they're not the backbone. And the parks and recreations, they're not the backbone either. It's moved on. They want to have, they'll have indoor, enclosed type of entertainment centers and stuff that's going to be placed going out into the park with his bugs.
Right.
In sun. Ain't nobody want those bugs in sun. But this is at least what I see anyway. This is where it's moving. The parks and recreation and the small businesses, like I said, they're still there. But the money is going to be in the entertainment, personalized entertainment, not the televisions and not those things. Personalized entertainment, the video games, the cell phones, those type of things like that. That's where the money's going to. That's where the businesses are generating, and that's all science and technology, folks. That's all science and tech, and it's going to be huge type of money in research and development in science and technology. Robotics is out the. We have self-driving cars. Come on, folks. All we need now is to be in the future with the Jetsons is Astro the dog that talks. We need a robot dog, and we're right there with the Jetsons.
Right.
We got little self-cleaning units that go around and vacuum your house.
The Roombas or Zumbas or something.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
we have self-cleaning cars, self-driving cars. All we need now is the robot dog, and I think we got a little robot, and we're already in the Jetsons. It's like we're moving forward in the scientific, and if you can't keep up, no one cares.
Right.
That's the sad part. Nobody cares if you can't keep up.
Nope, they don't.
No, you got plenty of little moral, social issues that you can go and make yourself feel entertained about because you can't afford $1,000 phone.
Right.
That's rough.
And that's what a lot of people, they would rather do.
Yeah.
Worry about getting one of those than worried about taking care of business, and that's where the education is needed.
Yeah. But for your question, your original question, City Council should be addressing the problems and the growth of the city. You know, and they should be concerned about the schools and stuff because that's part of the city. But that's the school committee's realm.
Yep.
Don't try to usurp the school committee. You know, you take care of the city, take care of the people. You got a much bigger and harder job there. You got to take care of adults, and they're a whole lot dumber than students.
Yep.
You know?
So we have District 5 is also going down today. It's made up of wards 7 and 9 and includes much of the west side of the city. The top 2 voter getters of our 4 candidates, Matthew Wally, Douglas Arbiter, Paul Franco, and Benjamin D. Champagne. And the reason, if we don't live in the West Side, troops, that's probably why I've never heard of these people as far as I can throw them.
I see the Wally.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of Wally signs, Matthew Wally signs, but
I don't know who they are. I don't know what they look like. I don't know what their agenda is. What's on their mind. I have no idea who those people are.
well, they bring a wide array of experience and interests to the race. Mr. Arbiter is the youngest candidate. He's 26 years old. He said he was energized by the recent presidential election to run. He described himself as son of the district. That's what he's from, son of the district. He grew up there and has now returned to live in the district, buying a house on Moreland Street, up the street from his parents. Mr. Arbiter described himself as a progressive, proud Democrat during the debate and said he gained love of constituent services while interning with Congressman James P. McGovern. The McGovern family.
He's the family of McGovern.
Yep, hey. He unsuccessfully ran for school committee in 2013, but was more recently involved in the success of No on Question 2 campaign to retain a cap on the number of charter schools. So boo to him. I want charter schools to get more money. I'm not happy. He wouldn't get my vote today.
No, you don't get it.
No, I want.
I like charter schools.
Right. So and so I don't. I mean, I get it. Public schools need funding, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what it is. He was successful for.
Yeah, public schools, they got it pretty nice because you can't punish the kids because the school's failing. You've got to punish first you got to punish the principals, then you got to punish the teachers.
Yep.
You can never punish the kids. They ain't their fault. It's like, I don't want to go to school.
Right. Mr. Arbiter repeatedly identified tax relief for seniors as a major issue, saying that it was important that families who have lived in the cities for generations aren't pushed out by rising property taxes, aka gentrification.
That's gentrification, right?
So I'm glad he's fighting for that. I would vote for him now. He took my
for
vote away. I got it back.
back.
Got it back. But see, this is the thing, though.
That's how you do it.
This is the problem with a lot of liberals, I'll call them, or people in the community.
Yeah.
Someone says one thing they don't like, I'm not going to vote for them.
Oh.
Even if they say something else that they do like, it's, nope, I'm not voting for them because of that. No, don't get stuck on that thing. Look at the big picture.
Don't even worry about what someone said anything just because they want to be in a group. They're not I'm not voting for, don't vote for him, okay.
Right. So that was from Mr. Arbiter. They had a big, Mr. Franco, he's 59. He said the theme for his campaign was neighborhoods first. And has repeatedly contrasted the development and growth of downtown with the stagnation of certain sites in District 5, including the old Price Chopper on Mill Street and the old Diamond Chevrolet property. Great cities have great neighborhoods, Mr. Franco, an Olean Street resident, said at the candidates forum. If the city manager can do wonders downtown, why can't they do wonders up here? That is a very good question. I know that's off of Park Ave, where that old Diamond Chevrolet place is, and the Price Chopper on Mill Street, right across from the pond. That building has been abandoned for years. I remember when that used to be open, and that was years ago.
But they're going to take care of all these places eventually. The city downtown was in the works. I don't know how many years that plan was in the works. That's not new.
Right, it's not new, but it's not older than that old Price Chopper or the Diamond Chevrolet is fairly newer. It's a couple of years removed, but the Diamond Chevrolet place is more recent than the Price Chopper. That Price Chopper has been abandoned for a long time. Yeah. You know, if it were up to me, I would start a church in that building, a mega church.
See, we're such a visual species, you know. We see things. So you start at the middle with the hub. So everybody is not just the people in Worcester, but the people around the world, because they're trying to make Worcester a world name type of city.
Yep.
So they look at the hub of the city. So they'll look at the theater district that they're putting in. They'll look at the insurance companies that they're putting in. They'll look at the school headquarters and administrative parts that they're putting in, and all these other big name type of industries that's going to be here, and it gradually comes out like a sunflower. You know, you got that little flake, then you gradually have petals coming out like this, and it'll reach all these other areas. But in the meantime, while that's growing, this leaf from the sunflower, what happened to the people that lived there? Oh, they can't stay because there were blight on my sunflower. Look at them; they look like a little bug or something.
Yep.
Throw them away, and that's what happens with the gentrification. As it moves out, it displaces all the people that live there. But it doesn't want them to go too far because they got to come back in and clean and sweep.
Yeah.
And then do the little jobs that need to be done like that there. They ain't little jobs. They have a lot of pride in being somebody who's a janitor or something like that. There's a lot of pride in that, but they can't afford to live there. That's the problem. Everything is is inflated in the prices.
Well, Mr. Franco would like to make some sort of a change to that and make some improvements. Mr. Franco is an attorney who served more than 30 years as a JAG officer in the U.S. Army, recently retiring as Lieutenant Colonel. Mr. Franco cited his work on the Conservation Commission, working with developers, as an example of his community involvement and ability to negotiate.
Negotiation is really good. And if he's a JAG officer and everything, he's going to have a whole lot of fun dealing with the law with Connie Lukes.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's an attorney already, so.
Yeah, she thinks she's the smartest lawyer that ever stepped foot. I know some JAG officers who worked with him way back in the day before he was born. You know,
Oh, okay.
you know, so in the intelligence crew and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, negotiation is a huge, for me anyway, I think negotiation is one of the primary skills that anybody who's going to be in any walk of life needs to have. If you can't negotiate, then you really can't be productive in anything. You'll either get an attitude because you're just looking for the win-win all the time and not realize that sometimes you can't get it your way.
Right.
But you can negotiate to get something.
So
They'd
you like
rather
this
get
guy?
nothing, you know? That's what we've seen with Hillary and Bernie.
Right.
I don't get Hillary, I ain't getting anything.
Nothing. All or nothing. Yep.
Yeah, so, you know, his skills are going to be, will be really powerful for the people. If he's the voice that's going to come and bring those negotiating skills so that he can get a point across and get a vote across for the regular working common man, that's what I call him, you know, then he'll be a really powerful asset.
Yeah, nope, I don't like him.
You know, like
He's advocating for the return of police bike patrols and the situation of police substations in the neighborhoods to increase public safety. No, that's increasing martial law. He wants police stations to be set up in all neighborhoods and stuff like that. That means he's insane.
I don't know. See, I like the concept of community policing. I like the concept of everybody knowing the policeman's name. Yep. I like the policeman that knows the kids by name. It's like, come here, little fool, little Johnny. You know, not be disrespectful or anything like they were back in the past. But no, little Johnny, and little Johnny goes to Doherty School, and little Johnny's in the middle school era, and he's doing good in school. What's up, Johnny? And little Jimmy, he goes there too, but he's not doing so good. Jim, you got a problem? What's up? I like that community policing aspect where they engage with the community. And the community comes back towards it. So the concept of it is that it's community working for the better. They're not even working. They're just enjoying the fruits of being an American citizen. I don't like the way we have it now where the police are just in cars and they jump out with their Batman belt on and they put little nice lights in the sky and stuff like that and shoot everything that moves.
But if,
I think
police,
that's kind of
but if the
wrong.
police aren't introducing themselves and aren't doing that now, why would I assume that substations would help improve that?
Because they're closer to the people. They're closer to the pulse of the people.
Okay.
They'll let people have more access to the police, and the police must reciprocate. We must change the way that the police do business. That's the biggest thing. And we have to fashion it for the way that they do business is going to be in line with the way the people want it. Not the way the administrators and not the way big business wants it, but the way the people want the police to act.
Well, I've never seen it.
A lot of work.
I've never seen it, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I've never seen it. I could be wrong, but I've never ever seen a situation where more police made things better.
It ain't so much more, it's more better police. Because if you have community satellite stations, all you need is a headquarters. You don't need to have a headquarters, and it could be a sub-jail or something.
Do they have that
like
in Boston?
They had places like that. They had community police, and they had little satellite areas and stuff like that. Actually, I was on that committee that put those in way back in the day in Mission Hill, Jamaica Plain District. What was it? Station 10, Station 4. That's the headquarters, Station 2. I was on those committees. And the police in the city at that time, everybody knew their name. And they knew the people in there, so walking the streets was kind of a whole lot safer when somebody, people like to hear their name, folks.
Yep, they do.
All you people out there, just ready on count of three, say Trooper Joe. 1, 2, 3.
Trooper Joe!
People like to hear their name, you know?
Yeah.
And it's an important thing to bring solidarity together with the police and the people if they call you by name.
All right.
You know? So community police, I like that concept.
All right. We're going to take a bumper break, and then we will be right back on Voice of the Voiceless.
I think I took a bumper break too. I'm a bump on over here.
Make some noise now. All of you that love the Lord.
This is Brother David from WCUW 91.3 FM and Souls Arising. And we're inviting you to a gospel brunch with exalted praise and Director Dan Burr and the Knights of Zion. On Saturday, September 16th at 1 p.m. The Bull Mansion, New American Bistro at 55 Pearl Street in Worcester. There's free parking and tickets are $20 and it includes the buffet and program. For tickets, visit us at wcuw.org or call us at 508-753-1012. Once again, that is a gospel brunch on Saturday, September 16th at 1 p.m. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing all of you there.
There are stars in the southern sky.
The Center at Eagle Hill, a longtime supporter of WCUW and located just 25 scenic miles west of Worcester in Hardwick, Mass., presents Seven Bridges Road, a spot-on recreation of the original Eagles. Not just another Eagles cover band, Seven Bridges Road truly bring the intricate vocal harmonies and musical arrangements of this amazing band to life.
Starting to get a little under the weather, huh, True?
Hill includes a cash farm,
Under the weather?
trucks
Yeah.
for your culinary and
tired.
liquid libation pleasure.
Oh, so,
At
why don't we
Seven
just
Bridges
go home
Road,
after this
performing
then?
the songs of the
Go
Eagles,
out, get it.
Saturday,
Get a cup of
September
coffee.
16th in the amphitheater of the Center at Eagle Hill, 242 Old Petersham Road, Hardwick,
No, I know, under the
Mass. By
weather.
phone,
Just-
413-477-6000.
Maybe it's under the air conditioning or
At
something.
the Center at EagleHill.org.
And what it probably is, all the pressure changes. I got a new longer before it. Man, I get real sick of the how things come.
We can't say the name of the river that is the largest in the retail world, but we put a point of entry to it on WCW.org. If you begin your retail experience
Yeah, I
via
could
our
go
dock,
to the gym and work out,
WCW
but-
will receive 0.5% of your total pre-tax sales. 0.5% may not sound like much, but combined with other WCW supporters, a
Trying to
trickle
lose
can
weight.
turn into a stream and then become a river
I
of
bought
its
a honey
own.
bun.
WCW, there's no other radio on the planet like it. Please support it.
The diabetes, the arthritis, the heart disease, the dementia, the obesity, the cancers are affecting about 70% of deaths.
Join us for a movie night,
So,
Thursday,
you want to finish up
September
on
14th at
the
7
district
p.m.
things, or are
Did
we
you get all
chosen
the?
one?
Did you get all the?
We're on hard at 1 in 3
Yeah.
people be diabetic. It takes 25 That's crazy statistics.
We will be watching the follow-up to Cowspiracy, the documentary called What the Health,
Have this very dangerous situation.
at the WCUW Front Room, 910 Main Street, Worcester, Massachusetts. Viewing is open to the public. Donations are always appreciated.
Oh, that's Christina.
That was the 7th annual Fresh Grass Festival. Bluegrass and Roots Music returns to Mass Mocha in North Adams, Massachusetts on September 15th
Oh, we
to
don't
the
have
17th.
commercial.
Featuring Brandy Carlisle,
Shut up.
Railroad Earth, Dell and Dog, Shovels,
Need a new
Wilford
intro,
Hell, the
too.
Wood Brothers, and Crooked
Yeah,
Still, with many
on that
more.
one.
More than 50 bands in all, 3 days of Berkshire food and spirits, late night parties, camping in Mass Mocha art, and the coolest venue on the festival scene, Mass Mocha.
Yeah, I might even have
This is a
French fry.
rebroadcast of an earlier program. Support for WCUW comes from you and the Regional Environmental Council, a grassroots environmental justice organization. Founded in 1971, REC has been dedicated to building healthy, sustainable, and just communities in Worcester and beyond for over 40 years. Learn more about the REC at recworcester.org or by phone 508-799-9139.
And we're back. Voice of the Voiceless. Truth It. And I'm here with
Poop joke.
who's always here to keep it real for you.
I like saying my name.
All right. So we just got done playing the bumpers. Truth, there's a lot of stuff that happened in the news as of late. We have a 19-year-old Kanika Jenkins who was found dead in her, not in her, but dead in a walk-in freezer at a hotel.
Crazy.
That story's insane. There was a model who was arrested for posing naked near Egyptian landmarks.
Crazy.
Another case of your freedoms are not necessarily everybody else's freedoms. And your culture is not everybody else's culture. And your morals are not everybody else's morals. In the same way, to reverse it, so she went to another country where it was against the law and decided to pose nude in front of Egyptian landmarks. She got arrested, and she begged for forgiveness. They let her go. But she could have gotten in a lot of trouble. She could have gotten in so much trouble for that. So they let her go.
She's trying to make herself well known so she can sell books or something.
Yeah, I don't know what she's doing.
I get that.
To get attention.
Yeah.
But the reverse story of that, and there is a reverse story of that, Truth.
Yeah.
A man has his mother and father come from India to the United States to help beat his wife. To help teach his wife, discipline his wife.
Yeah, that's in India.
Yep.
They can do that. In America, you can't do that.
See that? So that's Indian culture trying to come to America and change it.
Yeah.
In the same way, why don't more Americans understand that the way our culture is might not be the same when we go every place else in the world?
I know. When you're American, you can't go over there and be. You can go over there and be yourself, but you can't go over there and break the laws or do anything like that. Like that guy from Korea.
Otto Warmbier.
It's like, what makes you think that you can go in somebody else's house and just do whatever you feel like? And that's what you did. And then just because you got caught and you put a little tearful eyes on there, now everybody's supposed to be forgiving and everything. Everybody's not forgiving.
Nope.
It's rough out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So also,
he's dead.
well, the woman that was been beaten by her husband, when police showed up to the door, she ran to the door screaming, "Help! Save me and my kids! They've been beating me." And I guess she was beaten pretty bad too. So I mean, I don't know why.
She's out of that situation.
Me too. I don't know why that's in that culture.
But
I mean,
it's like,
some culture things I can understand, like stoning. I'm all for that. Countries that still stone are good countries by me. You done right by me if you still believe in stoning, and I think that's something that the United States should consider doing again. Instead of all this lethal injection that's humane and all this, you're killing a person.
Yeah,
why is that pleasant?
I don't understand that. He's dead. He's going to die.
Yep.
But you're going to stretch it out so he'd be comfortable. Shoot him.
Stone him. Shooting bullets cost money. You don't want to help the NRA. It's free. Just drop a stone.
Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah.
But then you got to clean up the blood like that. You can control the blood splatter with the shot.
Right.
There's good parts and bad parts to both.
Yep.
But, yeah, I agree. But making sure, well, you know that drug, he'll feel the pain for what? Who cares?
Right. And the story that you brought up earlier today, 8 people dead, and along with after a shooting football party. I went to my family reunion, and there were Redskin fans and Cowboy fans and Patriots fans, which was just my family, the only couple people there. But I could tell the tension in the air when someone said something about the Cowboys and then someone else said something about the Redskins. They are really serious about their teams.
Yeah, they are.
And
we're so serious about the Patriots in this country. We applaud their stuff when they make excuses.
Yep.
I think their new excuses now they're going to tear up all that the
asphalt. Yep, the AstroTurf. Yep, that's the reason why they lost. That must be the reason why they lost.
Yeah, because it didn't feel right under my feet.
No, it's not because they lost the game, just because the better team won that day. Nah, there's something wrong with the field. We got to fix that.
Field's
But
fault.
the other team was playing on the same field. What are they talking about?
And when they go to another game, another field,
Yeah,
they don't bring their field with them.
Right, they don't. But so taking football seriously, I know some people do, but not to the point where you shoot and kill 8 people.
No.
There was something. There's not much details out about it yet, but there has to be something to it.
I don't know, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
This is just the world that we're starting to live in, and it's because people are so involved with finding negatives. You
Yep.
could have just been mad at somebody because they didn't invite him.
Yep.
And he's going anyway. You know? Don't know. Haven't got a clue.
Right. The responding officer immediately saw that someone was down, and as soon as he saw the down, he pulled his gun out and he knew it was going to be a gunfight, and he shot the shooter dead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand, True. I don't understand what would make a person go crazy like that. I don't understand what makes people go crazy, period. But this is just another reason why I say citizens shouldn't have guns.
I don't think citizens should have guns either.
Yep.
For me personally, I don't need a gun. You know, and I don't think that just shooting it and stuff like that, you gotta clean it.
Right.
my biggest reason for not wanting a gun.
Right.
It makes a lot of noise, you get to smell like gunpowder, and you gotta clean it, and it really doesn't do anything, and it's expensive.
Yep. Also in other news, Florida Keys in crisis as state cleans up after Irma. Now you said Jose's like it's out in the Atlantic.
Yeah, it is Atlantic.
So it's not coming. It's not anywhere near the U.S. yet. But if it did, it could possibly come to even Massachusetts.
It could change. It could shift.
Change directory.
Yeah, with the current, there could be. Well, we're going to 85s and stuff like that. So if it's close enough, it might draw. Because that's how hurricanes form and get all their mass and get their strength. It's from the hot water.
Right.
When the water heats up. So if
Global
we're going
warming.
up into the 80s, we're going. All this coastline in the northeast could heat up the water. It draw the hurricane over that way towards it, because that's what it wants for its power.
Right.
So then, who knows? It could expand itself simply because the water's getting hotter.
Well, do you believe in climate change, True?
I believe that we abuse the hell out of this country, out of the world. I think that we're so busy doing stuff that we have no business doing just to try to churn a profit that we don't care about the ramifications. We don't think about what's going to happen.
Do you think the hurricanes is a result of it?
I think that these massive hurricanes now are the result of something. These Category 5 hurricanes, we never used to get Category 5 hurricane. Nobody ever saw a Category 5 hurricane. You saw a Category 4 hurricane, you got scared. They said, well, it's down to a Category 4. Oh, that was run and take cover at one time. So I think, there's something that we're doing to change the way the climate is, that's making stronger storms, and because of that, other things are being affected by it.
Right. Well, I'm glad that the storm wasn't as bad as it was supposed to have been when it hit Florida.
Yeah.
And, I donated a little bit of money to Houston. I don't even want to say how much because it's embarrassing. But, Houston, they're starting to get themselves back. It's going to take years before they're back to normal. But, go ahead.
Because I was just had that last thought in my head about climate change. Everybody thinks about climate change from the negative concept of you're inducing all these carbons into the air and everything. If you take a swamp and you fill it in, you've changed the way that the earth generates and cleanses itself with air and stuff. That's climate change. All that Amazon, with deforesting the Amazon and filling it in. Yep. Or just down in the swamp, in the Okefenokee or whatever you want to call it, you fill it in and make condominiums out of it and stuff. That's all climate change. Those swamps were there for a reason. And even still, the ecological change that we do the wolves are eating the cattle, so let's kill all the wolves. Well, that's the wolves' job, is not just to eat the cattle. Fence your cattle in, and the wolves will go over here and eat what they're supposed to eat.
Right.
So that these people, the other animals, the grass-eating animals, ain't over there making different swamps where they're not supposed to be.
Yep.
So climate change is a whole lot more than just the emissions from cars and stuff.
Right.
And
so,
it has must be having a direct.
All right. So let me ask you this question regarding the store. I have now I have 4 dogs because 5 dogs because my dog just had puppies, so we're waiting for them to get old enough so I can get them the heck out of my house. But so we have dogs, and let's say we find out Worcester has a major hurricane coming towards it, and you must evacuate. If I leave the dogs at my house with food all over the floor, a lot of food out for them, whatever, and then I just take off and leave, should I be held accountable for that?
Nah, not in that regard.
Well, there are some people who are crying foul because they left during the storm. They left their animals locked outside, though.
No, that's wrong.
That should be. That is a felony. Now, when I was reading it earlier, I was like, well, what are they supposed to do with the animals? They can't. You know, where are they supposed to leave them? You either leave them in shelter, or you take them with you. And I get it. It's easier to say it than easier to do it because there's a lot of people who can't afford. You know, they have a pit bull, they have a dog, they have a little. They can't afford to take the dog with them wherever they go. You know, a lot of poor people have dogs, and they just can't afford it. But still, leaving the dog outside, locked up, or in a little kennel outside. Oh, I put the dog in a little doghouse. That's not acceptable.
Outside.
Right.
Where it can drown because it can't swim.
Right.
Because it's in a little doghouse.
All right.
No, I think if you leave the dog inside the house and supply it with food and water and stuff, the dog will go to the highest point. I'm sure dogs ain't stupid.
Right.
You know, not some dogs might be, I don't know. But if you leave it outside,
at least you leave it in. You give it a chance if you leave it inside.
Yeah, I think so.
You leave it outside, they have to deal with the winds and everything.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Inside they have shelter.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right, we got a couple minutes left, Troop. So I want to talk really quickly about Kanika Jenkins, whose body was found in a hotel freezer. There's not really much about how it happened or what happened, but here's everything I know so far about the incident. Police believe Kanika walked herself into a freezer where her body was found the morning of September 10th. She was drunk. She was shown on camera being drunk and acting out. And they found her body in a freezer the next morning. Number 2, the second thing I know is the freezer was equipped with an exit button. So she could have gotten herself out of there, but they say that it sometimes malfunctioned. So we don't know if she tried to get out or not, or if she didn't realize that there was one anyway. When you're drunk, anything can happen. This is why I tell my kids. I have a daughter who's 20 and a daughter who's 16. Don't be going out drinking to the point where you get like that, even if you have your friends. Because sometimes if everybody gets drunk, you don't know, anything can happen. So I'm not even for my kids going out drinking.
No.
But you know, my 20-year-old, she's old enough to do what she wants now.
That's a sad situation.
Yep.
But you know, with the drinking and the drugs and stuff, the society is so immune to this stuff, is so accepting of this stuff. You know, they have sneakers that are repellent of puke.
Really?
Yeah. So when people throw up on their shoes and stuff like that, it doesn't stain them or some craziness like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how we progressed around, you know.
If we're going to call it progression, I guess.
Yeah. But that story has a whole lot more to it. This is a hotel. How do you get down to the freezer in the hotel?
Right.
You know, you're drunk. And then you say that their excuse is going to be, well, she was that drunk that she probably thought it was a room. If you're that drunk, how come nobody noticed you?
Right.
You're that drunk, you would have been banging off the wall, falling down the stairs, probably sleeping half the time, puking all over yourself. You'd have been really, really a noticeable individual. You know, they noticed her in the pot. And then here's the bad part, folks. When the mama come, now the police want to get mad at the mama. She come to the administration there, or whoever's on duty, about her daughter missing there. She wants something to happen. They call the police. You know, the police want to arrest the mama.
Right.
What's up with that?
That's another thing that I know about it. Her mother had been searching for her daughter since Saturday morning.
Yeah.
So she was supposed to have went out for a party on Friday. The mother was looking for her Saturday. Her body was found Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Monday was September 11th, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. So her body was found Sunday. She says she headed to the hotel to search for her daughter at 5 a.m. Saturday, but without a missing persons report, hotel staff refused to search for her, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's like, what's up with it? And where do they keep these freezers?
I don't
They're
know.
not in the lobby.
Nope.
You know, they must be in some kind of kitchen area. How do you get drunk from point A to point B unnoticed?
Right.
And get inside a freezer.
Yep. Another thing is her friend's story about her going missing changed over and over, so we don't know her friends might be hiding something. Jenkins' friends told Martin that when they were attempting to leave the party, they realized that Jenkins left the car keys in the hotel party room. Jenkins' two friends said that she waited in the hallway while they went to the room to retrieve her things. Once the friends came back to the hallways, Jenkins had vanished. Martin has publicly challenged the friend's account, noting that their stories changed over and over. Her mother is contesting police report that Kanika walked herself into the freezer, which is not surprising. I would be contesting that too.
I would be too.
Police announced Monday that they are investigating the viral Facebook video that allegedly contained footage of Jenkins, and the cause of death has not yet been determined. So we don't even know how she died, if she died from being in the freezer, from asphyxiation. We don't know what the cause of death was.
No, just know the girl dead.
Yep, that's
a shame.
That
she
is.
should have been found. That's way too much time.
Right, that is.
And hotels are big, but I don't get it. I don't get it. That's just wrong. We have to be more conscious of other people in the world.
Yep.
You know? Because if somebody sees somebody that drunk, they should at least notify somebody.
All right, Troop, we got 1 minute left. You want to say your goodbyes to your peoples?
Bye, people. I want to shout out to my two grandsons there. And Max is having his birthday. He'll be 8 years old on Saturday, so I have to go down there and see the Max. Yeah, so I got two scientists coming up, Mason and Max. And I want to give a big shout out to all special ops, give them a hoo-ah. And I want to say to my loving little bride there, she's working, so I know she can't hear me. Yeah, sending the love out to everybody. And I want to give out a special love to Keisha for cooking experiment. I saw her Facebook where she cooked a meal and stuff like that, and she had to prepare it. I don't even know what it was, but I know it was delicious. Go on, Keisha.
All right,
go, girl.
I like to give a shout out to nobody, because nobody gives shout outs to me. I'll see you guys next week.
Everybody, you have that fun.
On Voice of the Voiceless.
Yeah. I guess Keisha had to cut garlic and all kinds of stuff like that. Okay.
Hi, this is Jesse D, and at this very moment, you are listening to WCUW 91.3 FM.
Of course I am, because I turned it on.
WCUW.org.